Hello, LVT. Thank you so much for sharing this essay with us and letting us all learn from what you're writing here. I think it's going to help a lot of people out. So, a big thank you to you for starters. Secondly, in your message to me on Facebook, you said, I'm not good to judge my writing. Please help me in finding what is good and where I need to improve. I think you're already thinking in the right way here. You're asking for what is good and where you need to improve. And I think of that as GTT, good this time, and EBI, even better if. So in this feedback, I'm going to tell you what is good this time and what would be even better if. Before I look too much at your essay, I wanted to ask you about the question. In the question, there is a small grammatical mistake here. Why people sleep less is not grammatically accurate. And also, this combination of why and what effect is not very common in IELTS writing questions. IELTS Buddy has a really good list of IELTS questions from past exams, and I searched for what effect, and there's only one on this big long list. So I just wanted to check that you're getting your essay questions from a good source. This list is a really great place to get your essays from. So I'm going to give you a link here so that you can find that list and you can find good quality IELTS essay questions. Now, the second point is that your essay is 182 words. The minimum is 250 words. So you need 70 extra words. So it's great that you have written 182 words, but we need a little bit more. And that's what I want to show you how to do with the rest of my feedback. So let's have a look at the 4 parts of the writing band descriptors. There's task achievement, coherence and cohesion, lexical resource, and grammatical range and accuracy. So in general, your task achievement, which is the part where I understand your argument and you explain and answer the question, there are some good things here. You explain one reason why, and you explain the effects for both individual people and society in general. So that's really important, that you're talking about all the different parts of the question. So that's a really good part. There's also relevant main ideas. There's nothing in your essay that's irrelevant, that's not relevant. So I can really start to understand your opinion. In the band score for number 5, it says expresses an opinion and presents some main ideas. And these are 2 things that you do really well. So already you're at a band 5, I think, for your task achievement. For your coherence and cohesion, this is about the structure of your answer. This is about the relationship between the different paragraphs and between the different sentences in your paragraphs. So I can see that your body 1 paragraph is about why the change has happened, and your body 2 paragraph is about what effects the change has had. So already there's some good start of a structured answer. And I can see some connections between your sentences. For example, the root cause or this change when you're talking about the change from the previous sentence. Those are really good parts of the coherence of your answer. So there's some really good stuff going on here for coherence and cohesion. I'll give you some exercises a little bit later to make it even better. And for the last two parts of the mark scheme, lexical resource, which is your vocabulary, and grammatical range and accuracy, it's good enough that I understand your main points. I wrote, it doesn't feel natural, your grammar and vocabulary, but I do understand. This is a really, really good point to achieve. If I don't understand your grammar and vocabulary, then that is a big, big, big problem. But here we perhaps have a limited range of structures and a limited range of vocabulary. So we're probably at about a band 5 for grammar and a band 5 for vocab. But I do understand your argument. So how can we make this even better? Well, let's have a look at your task achievement and your coherence and cohesion. So if you introduce an opinion and try and include more variety for your grammar and vocab. Now, in your essay at the moment, you present these things like they are facts. And maybe that's true, but these essays really ask for your opinion. And in the band score for band 6 or band 7, it's all about a relevant position and later on a well-developed response. That means that you need to have your opinion in the essay. So when you talk about working overtime and not the other potential causes of people sleeping less, I want to know why you think that's so important. Having a position means showing an opinion that's relevant to your essay overall. And if you have an opinion, you need to justify, explain, give examples, and really tell me everything you can to help me understand your opinion and organize your essay to make it as easy as possible for me to understand. So this is going to help you to improve your structure. It's going to help you to improve your grammar and your vocabulary. Introducing an opinion, I think, is really, really key for you. What does that mean in practice? Well, that means that in your body 1 paragraph, you should write about several different ideas to help me understand why you think that working overtime is the most important. So you could suggest 2 or even 3 reasons why people are sleeping less, but also tell me your opinion about them. Tell me why you think they are important or not important. Which one is the most important? That's your opinion, and that means explaining, justifying, giving me examples, structuring. So that's one thing you can introduce in your body 1 paragraph. In your body 2 paragraph, you can explain what you think are the most important consequences. For example, if you think that the effects on the individual for their mental and physical health are more important than the effects on society in terms of lower productivity, then that's important, and you should tell me your opinion and explain it in that paragraph. It's also really good if you can connect and link the causes from your body 1 paragraph to the consequences in your body 2 paragraph. And I put an example here with working overtime damages individual mental and physical health, taking your cause from the first paragraph and connecting it to the effects in your 2nd paragraph. Then finally, your conclusion summarizes the connections, the links between the causes and the effects and your opinion. That means that your opinion is in your body 1, your body 2, and your conclusion. Introducing your opinion, I think, will really help you structure your essay a little bit better. So one thing you could also do is improving your vocabulary and introducing a wider range of grammar. Now, in your essay, you already talk about the differences between the present and the past in this sentence here. Now, that's really good because talking about the differences between the present and the past gives you the opportunity to use a wide range of complex grammar. So a wide range of complex grammar, or even a mix of simple and complex sentence forms. So that gives you the opportunity to get a band 6 or a band 7 for your grammar. But let's think about how you can do this in practice. I created a little exercise to help you use more accurate and more complex grammar and vocabulary. You could Google something related to your question. I searched for why are people sleeping less now? And then I found an article that was relevant to the topic. So why we're sleeping less on CNN. It's relevant to the topic and it's also the appropriate register. This is a newspaper, a news channel, so I know that it's quite formal and not super informal. And that means that the register is going to be appropriate for your IELTS essay. I put you a link to the article here. When you read the article, first try and understand the general point of the article. What are they telling you? What's the most important information here? And then look for any topic-specific vocabulary that could help you explain your ideas or even give you more ideas to talk about. For example, I found the phrase financial anxiety, and that could give you an idea to talk about in your essay. You can also look for any grammatical structures that could help you. You talk about change over time, and there are several phrases in this article that describe changes over time. One example is hours of sleep have gradually decreased, and there's several other examples in this article of phrases that describe a change over time. Now you can use the exact phrase in your essay. That means you have good collocation, hours decreased, gradually decreased, and also good grammar because you know that these forms are going to be accurate. Or you can analyze the phrase, take the different parts, and try to create a similar phrase. For example, you know this is the present perfect, and you know it has an adverb to describe the speed of the change. You can try and find some alternative phrases here in the Macmillan Dictionary. I left you a link to show you words used to describe changes, and gradually is actually here. If you click on these words, it will give you a few examples, and it will also, if you click explore thesaurus, it will give you some alternatives as well. So you can really expand your vocabulary and experiment. I encourage you to Google any suggestions that you create. For example, if you choose to use one of the alternatives, perhaps you choose with time. Can you check using Google that your phrase is accurate? So you could Google have with time decreased. Let's see what we get with that. Okay, I only get 3 results, so maybe that's not an accurate phrase. Or I could Google have decreased. Ooh, come on, computer, wakey wakey. There we go. Have decreased with time. I can Google that. See what I get. Oh, same phrase. Have decreased with time. Oh, now you paste it. Sorry about this. Have decreased with time. I can Google that and I can see lots of results from English language websites, from books. Yeah, so that's good confirmation that this second phrase is correct. So if you want to experiment, you can check with Google to see if your new phrases are correct. So you can look for phrases to help you talk about change over time. You could also look for any of these alternatives: if statements, modals, reporting what other people think, passive forms, short stories or narratives, predictions. This is an activity that anyone could do at any level, but I think consistently practicing with an activity like this, where you find a real native English example, you analyze the vocabulary and you analyze the grammar, and that will help you to use some really good native English phrases in your essay. So those are the big challenges for you, I think: to write a little bit more, to give yourself a really solid structure, and to use some native quality grammar and vocabulary in your essay. I think you can make a big improvement. You have a very solid foundation with your Band 5 essay, and I think that you can improve it quite a lot using these activities. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen to this essay, and I really look forward to seeing your second version. So send it to me as soon as you can, and I will give you your final feedback. Okay, thank you very much, LVT, and I will see you soon.